Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to X Marks the Box, an Xbox podcast. My name is Potato Friend. I'm with my good friend Alice. I don't know where you are on the screen because This is a new layout.
Exactly. And
I think you're over there.
what's happening for this second back-to-back episode is, and don't do that. That's rude.
Sorry, I won't swear.
But yeah, it's just I've done. I'm going to be doing an experimental recording where I'll be hosting the podcast on my own Mac Mini M1. So this will be the first time where I will be doing the OBS hosting on my machine. So hopefully we may get some better results from the. Well, how do I put it? Doing the. I think I lost the chain of it, but doing this is going to be quite busy.
Sorry.
But. One extra feature I'm going to introduce when I get to host a podcast is I will be using RepView, and that's where I can share you some extra information. So which game we're talking about, you'll always see it on the screen, so you know exactly what we're talking about. And it's the same format as what we use for the tier list, but in the future, that when I get all the hosting privileges, I would end up have to change the layout and have more focus on our faces. But for the purposes of this recording, it'll be just 2 scenes. So that's all.
So as I just said, it's I normally do the recordings and edit it all together. Alex has edited it this one. So if there's any inconsistencies, that's why. If there's anything slightly different, you're wondering why certain things are different, that is why. For the better or for the worse, that would be why it's different because of that, So today's episode, as I said in the previous episode, we are doing a Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, or an Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. We've recorded 2 episodes back to back and splitting them into 2 different videos. So this is part 2. The last video we just did was our game part 1 was our Game of the Year discussion. If you want to see what our Game of the Year was, which was a great shocker, I didn't see it coming, you'll have to watch that video. Teaser, there you go, you have to watch it. But today's video, we are talking about the future. Ooh, the not too distant future of 3 days when this is airing, but a week or so where we are now, of 2023. Ooh, spooky. I've been writing down my games that I'm interested in my super game calendar of 2023. I think, Alice, you've got a list of games up there as well.
The best I can bring up at the moment.
So basically, games coming out.
If I just jump to Xbox, that according to IGN, which is on web, if you can see it on WebView now, this is all the games on December 2022, and we should be getting all those games. So we should be caught up and got all the games, including Crisis Core and High on Life. I bet High on Life is a last big Xbox game before the end of the year, and it could be the only one there. But we do have the One Piece Odyssey, some Persona games coming in January. Oh wow, 2 Persona games. RIP my time.
January 19th is Persona. January 19th is Persona 3 and Persona 4. Persona 4 Gold, to be precise, and Persona 3 Portable. And also, then the next day, on January the 20th, we have Monster Hunter Rise and Fire Emblem Engage. So those 2 days, I'm going to be. That's an overkill. There's a lot of. That's a lot of gaming.
Well, you just mentioned about 2 of those games which is not on this list, and could be on the Nintendo Switch. So,
yeah, well, Monster Hunter Rise is coming to Xbox. It's coming to Game Pass on the 20th. So
yeah. So
yeah.
But what else is coming is, I don't know if you mentioned, but Dead Space and Age of Empires 2 will be coming out on Xbox towards the end of January. And February 2023 is Hogwarts Legacy on February the 10th. I bet you're excited for it.
Hogleg. I love me. No, I'm not interested at all. I used to like Harry Potter, but I'm not interested in this game at all. I don't know about you. Not no. Atomic Heart is also coming out in February the 21st.
See on IGN.
Russian Bioshock.
Yeah, I don't see an IGN, but it's definitely on like Xbox as part of the pre-orders. So that's something there.
Yeah.
But we also have a Tales of Symphonia remastered. We also have Wild Hearts, which I don't know if I heard of it. But there's Like a Dragon edition, which is a video themed Like a Dragon sequel of some sort. I don't know. But there's also like Destiny 2, Lightfall, and Scars Above.
So let's unpack that. Let's talk about February a little bit. Of course, I was going to say now. Like a Dragon Ishin, I think, is a PlayStation exclusive, unfortunately. What was the other game that you mentioned that I was going to talk about briefly? Oh, Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts is a Monster Hunter-like made by EA, I believe. So it's just basically like Monster Hunter. But we're getting a proper Monster Hunter the month before, so I'm probably going to play Monster Hunter Rise instead, to be honest. Atomic Heart is one of my most anticipated games of the year as well, and that we kind of glazed over that. It looks like Bioshock, but in Russia. Are you interested in Atomic Heart? Because Phil from the PlayStation We Trust podcast is super excited for that game. It looks kind of Kojima-esque a little bit and a bit Bioshocky.
Yeah, I think this will be interesting. I think they didn't update the release date for it. So it's definitely coming out in February, and this should be interesting. Hopefully it comes to Game Pass.
I'm very excited.
Now,
yeah, it is. It's a Game Pass game, day one Game Pass.
Wild Hearts, I was kind of thinking Wild Guns. That's Super Nintendo game. Yeah. But that's definitely a different game. Anyway, March to 2023 is Wo Long, Fallen Destiny.
Yep.
Fatal Frame.
Looks so good.
Spooky Game. Mask of a Lunar Eclipse. There's also Skull of Bones, which is by Ubisoft. And it's Pirates. Or Pirates.
Pirates. Resident Evil 4 Remake also comes out on the 24th of March as well.
And there's also Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I think is a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Lost Jedi or something, the EA and Titanfall dev game.
Yeah, what's it called? Jedi Knight? Is it Jedi Knight?
Yeah, I think it could be Jedi Knight. So
it's good. It's good. No, yeah. I didn't know I didn't know Star Wars Survivor had a date, so that's cool. Wulong is a Demon Souls, Bloodborne, like FromSoft type game, but it's made by the people who made Nier. It looks rad, and it's also coming to Game Pass.
Nice.
And Game Pass is going to be amazing the first few months of 2023. I'm a newly converted From Software fanboy now after Elden Ring, so I'm totally down to try something else. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked because Elden Ring, I enjoyed it a lot, but I had to use a lot of the cheese mechanics to kind of get through it, so I don't know how I'm going to cope with Wulong, because Wulong looks like even harder, so I'm looking forward to trying it though. And Resident Evil 4 is my favourite horror game of all time, and we're getting a remake, so... Are they going to make it worse? I hope not. Yeah. What do you think? Are you a Resident Evil fan?
It's alright. I just already beaten like Resident Evil 4, but I played a little of Resident Evils 1 and 7. Yeah. So it's alright. But I found out what it is, and it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I think the Jedi Survivor is going to be a sequel to it. So it's available on March the 7th.
Big question is Jedi Survivors going to be as good as Vampire Survivors? That's the big question. I don't think so.
Could it be a Battle Royale game?
There. If they had a Star Wars Survivors and you played like Vampire Survivors, you had a lightsaber, I would totally down. I would love that game. Give me that game. Like a little pixel art, and you're like Luke Skywalker, and you got a lightsaber and it spins around you. I would totally buy that game. That sounds amazing.
Now, April 2023, a quiet month. Early, the Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Xbox One. If anyone's still interested to get this game, there's also Meet Your Maker and Dead Island 2. But Dead Island 2 isn't the Dead Island 2 like a more delayed game? I thought this came out already.
It's been the most... Yeah, I mean, Dead Island 2 has been teased for about... It's the new Duke Nukem Forever. It's been teased for like 13 years. They brought out Dying Light as a spin-off series, and that's actually more popular. Dying Light 2 came out last year, and now they've got back to Dead Island. They had a good trailer for it at Gamescom, I think it was, but I'm not into it. I'm not. Yeah, I remember this game having a pre-order where you had they had a torso of a woman in a bikini as a pre-order item. It was just a torso. Everyone was saying it was disgusting.
Yeah,
and weird.
That's what I thought.
There's like a trophy
because it kind of reminds me of one of the arcs from Tokyo Ghoul. I was like, this is so disturbing.
Yeah.
Don't. This is a bit messed up.
Yeah, again, the PlayStation, the PS We Trust guys, they always bring that collectible up as a joke. It's like a running gag on their channel, so that's all I know about it.
Well, I think it just kind of seems a bit spineless, really.
A bit headless.
Anyway, heard about Meet Your Maker?
Literally.
I think it sounds like an indie game.
I've never heard of it. Meet Your Maker. It sounds interesting. Is it like a god sim or what is it? Meet Your Maker. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Bring up the information. the new feature of this podcast. The info box. Wow!
I'll just bring it up, but... Yeah, it's just trying to load up the website, but... Anyway...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot there,
So
sorry.
the Meet Your Maker, I think it kind of looks like it's a Fallout kind of clone, so I think that's quite interesting.
Oh.
So it just says here, it's a post-apocalyptic first-person building and raiding game where every level is designed by players for players. Experimental.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
So
2023 sounds amazing. There's some games I haven't even heard of like that, and now I'm like, ooh, I want to have a look at that.
yeah, I think that's quite interesting, really.
Yeah.
Now, as we go to May, even quieter, because there's Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and this one is technically how do I put it? It's the Rocksteady's take. After they finish with Batman, they're going to do a hack and slash Suicide Squad game. But I think the Suicide Squad is going to get more rebooted in Spider-Man. Only it's a game, but
That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really into Suicide Squad, to be honest. It's made by the people who made Arkham, though, so it's like the Arkham games, so maybe they might be good. It's the last game that's going to have the original voice of Batman. I can't remember his name now. He's passed away recently, sadly.
Who?
The voice of Batman.
Oh, I
his name
know.
now.
I don't know if it's is it the Kevin Convoy?
Yeah, that's it. They've confirmed that he's coming back for that. That's his final performance as Batman. So there's that to it. Also, in May is probably my most anticipated game of the year, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's a Nintendo game, but Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild won my Game of the Decade award. If you want to go watch that video from 2020, that was a funny video. It won my Game of the Decade, best game of the 2010s. And I feel like Elden Ring kind of took everything from Breath of the Wild that I loved and made it even better. And now we're getting a sequel to Breath of the Wild. So I'm like, is it going to be as good as Elden Ring? Is it going to be better than Elden Ring? I'm really excited. And then we got Starfield as well this year. 2023 is nuts. I'm sorry, but looking at this list, it's bonkers.
I agree.
We're just going through the stuff that's been dated so far, and I got a huge list of games that haven't even got dates yet. Mind blown. Sorry, I've got off topic a little bit.
That's all right.
So that was any other May games, or was that all the May games we got?
It is all. So, and the June 2023.
And then we're hitting June.
Yeah, I think it just depends on whether they get more games, but it's not final. But the big ones are Street Fighter 6, and I think that one's going to be that's right. And I think this is going to be...
Preview on our channel if you want to hear what I think about it.
Yeah, I think to me, I think this is going to be a totally interesting one. So I just don't.
Oh,
I don't know if
totally.
you
It's
can
going to be great.
see it.
It was so much fun.
Oh,
Yes, if you guys want to see we did a whole preview on Street Fighter 6 where I got to play it EGX, and I really enjoyed it. You could hear a full preview of what I thought about it on the channel as a previous video. That's on here.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the day before my birthday, Diablo 4. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Early present for myself. Take a week off work to play Diablo 4. I'm hoping that the Activision deal will be done by then, because then we can get it for free and I don't have to pay. It'll just be on Game Pass. That'd be nice. But
Yeah.
is it going to be done by then? Probably not. They keep dragging the bloody FCC and stuff trying to make this drag out as long as they possibly can. It's pretty annoying. Diablo's the last dated game I've got. Have you got any other games that are dated on your list? That's the latest mine goes.
So I was trying to test out some gameplay footage to put in the podcast, and YouTube I'm doing at the moment works pretty well, but I think the Diablo 4 is just cinematic trailers. So yeah, I think it's just pretty much it.
Oh
just as long as I don't have any sound in.
Are you a Diablo person?
Personally, I only played it a demo. So it's just
Fair.
Probably not. It's kind of a
Minecraft Legends is more.
Well, pretty much like that. So, but I think I would have to say that Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4 are going to be really huge games in the mid-year, and I think it's no surprise it'll be in the top 10. The only thing is that if an Activision deal goes through and works, we'll try out Diablo 4. But Street Fighter 6, we're going to have to pay 70 quid for it, because now you have to pay full price on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it for full price. I really enjoyed it, but I don't have many people I would play it with, so I don't know if I'm willing to pay 70 quid for it. I might just wait for it to go down in price, because fighting games go down in price quite quickly as well. And there's not enough single player content in there for it to be worth 70 quid for me. It is a multiplayer game, and I haven't really got many people to play with, so I don't know.
Because Street Fighter 6 is going to have a huge single-player campaign where you get to explore the world and go into street fights with other people. And I think that's definitely Street Fighter there.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to play it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it. I'm going to have to think about that one. But yeah, we were talking about, so we got up to June in our calendar. Speaking of June, during the Xbox conference last year, Xbox said every game that they showed was going to be out within the next 12 months. So in theory, there should be a load of games coming out before June on the Xbox side, which include Starfield, Redfall, Forza, and many others. Minecraft Legends. So, I mean, if we are Starfield and Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom, whatever, and Diablo 4, there's loads of games that could be out before we even get to the second half of the year, which is kind of nuts. Starfield, my most anticipated game of next year for sure. That's the first on my list. That's top of my list of games that I want to play. Are you excited for Starfield?
Yeah, it should be great. I think it's all of those games. I think this one will be a biggest one this year, so should be really exciting
for sure.
But I just hope it goes on Game Pass and we get to enjoy it. So it could be our next Grounded. But I think apart from that, if the Activision deal is completed, which I hope it will, I think some people are just not keen about it. Jim Christensen definitely doesn't thinks it is more of a monopoly thing, but I don't want to judge too much. But I think it's just a few other people who are thinking, oh, it's going to be a huge monopoly. But I think the biggest thing this deal will do is that it will put more Blizzard and Activision games into Game Pass, and I think it will be great.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's just...
I mean, that's exactly... I mean, that's why I want the Activision deal to go through, because obviously we don't have a personal stake in it. We don't have stakes in Activision or Xbox. We're just fans. But it's the fact that we have Game Pass, so when the Activision deal goes through, we should be getting a load of Activision games on Game Pass day one, and it should be better for our service. And I want Xbox to compete. I mean, they're way out in third place at the moment. They need more games on their service and in their system. They need more exclusives, and that's the best way to do it. And also, Activision was a complete shit show before this acquisition, with all this sexual harassment and all this horrible stuff going on. So I'm hoping that Xbox is going to clean their place up and get it up to code, and we actually have a decent workplace for these people. And then hopefully Activision will be a decent workplace. We'll get loads of cool games, and and our Game Pass will be better. Be better for the workers, better for the customers. I'm totally down for this and I can't see how you can say it's a monopoly, because Microsoft is way out of third place. This is going to hopefully bring them on par with PlayStation, and we'd actually have a competitive gaming market, which is fantastic. It's been too long. The PlayStation's been the one and only, the way out in the lead. We need competition. We need Xbox to step up their game, and this is how they do that. I'm totally down.
Well, the
for
one
it,
argument
personally.
from Stephanie Sterling is that Microsoft is already one of the biggest companies in the world. And that's not as a games company. It's more of a generalized tech company compared to Sony. They are going big as a games company. And I think people are just thinking as if Microsoft's going to buy all those game companies, like what Nintendo bought games companies back in the NES days. But I think to me, it's just well, I don't know, but I just think it's all this stuff to do with the Activision Blizzard deal and all those challenges. This just kind of seems a bit childish. So, and now it's just going into a lot of bureaucracy. But I understand how people is just going to skew everything in Microsoft's favor. But if you think about it, it's just people want PlayStation to succeed, and at the same time, people want everything on PC. When obviously Microsoft is going to make a huge assurance that everything that's on Xbox will be on PC too. But yeah, I think it's just going to be crazy. But I think I would say that if they were to do the deal with Sega instead of Activision, do you think this will fall through much smoothly compared to the Activision deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sega's not as big as Activision, not even close, unfortunately. As much as I like Sega, they're not at the same level. Call of Duty is the highest grossing game every year. And then you also got King, which has Candy Crush, and then you have Blizzard, which is the PC, dominates PC space. I think, Microsoft is a big company, but Xbox isn't. If you remove Xbox from Microsoft and just look at Xbox as its own company, it's small really compared to everything else. They've only just started to build into it, and as I said, if I know that everyone's worried that Xbox is going to buy everything, but it's if they do that, it's all going into Game Pass, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
If Xbox buys Activision, Sega, Square Enix, Platinum Games, it's how many games are we going to get on Game Pass? I mean, Game Pass is already an amazing deal, and then you add all these extra first-party games on there day one, I mean, and also it forces PlayStation to keep fighting back, and they need to keep making studios and buying studios. So it's just good for everyone. If competition's good. As a wrestling fan, when WWE bought WCW and ECW, they became the only wrestling company in the world, and it became rubbish. They didn't compete. They just basically put out the bare minimum programming, and it took another promotion coming up, AEW, for them to start competing again and actually putting on good shows. I mean, it's the same thing. PlayStation are unrivaled, so they can put their prices of their games up, they can put their consoles up, they can put other stuff up. But if Xbox catches up, then they can't do all that stupid bullshit, and then hopefully we'll have a more competitive kit in place, and they're going to compete for our money. They're going to compete for our customer. They're going to compete for the customers, and that's only a good thing for us, I think. So I'm totally down for Activision taking over them taking over Activision.
Well,
let's just do it. Let's get it done.
Well, I'm going to hold up something more sacred than anything else, and it's DualSense.
Ooh.
You see that?
DualSense. it looks like an Xbox controller to me.
Oh, is it? But anyway, one of the benefits of... Oh, I can see it.
This is a DualSense. You call that a knife? This is a knife. That's a Crocodile Dundee reference.
Now, that makes Stuart's amount of sense.
I also have an Xbox controller, but it's green, so it probably gets cropped out on the green screen a little bit.
Oh, it's a ghost green. Ooh. I can see the... I don't know if you... You're not really seeing it in a moment, but this controller really works as the transparent controller, which goes into the background. If you put it right in the webcam...
it's actually green, but yeah.
Ooh. So yeah, if you want to try out some backgrounds... Get the Volt Electric controller because it blends in with the background, so you can see pictures on it.
Yeah. We kind of got off a bit of track. Got a little bit off track, I think, with the podcast a little bit, but that's fine. That's what we do. Monopolies, Xbox, PlayStation, yay.
But anyway,
I think PlayStation that has to fight back against Xbox is a good PlayStation, and I think. And Xbox is fighting for our money is a good Xbox. Yeah, we might get another dump. And then also, if Xbox do become this this massive overlord, the most powerful gaming company, and they can take over, the gamers will turn on them. They've done it before. It can happen again. If we get another Don Matrick in, I'm sure the Xbox fans will go, fuck this, we're not going to buy your console. That's what happened to the Xbox One. When Xbox is too cocky, we can totally slap him back down to size.
Yeah.
I think having a competitive Xbox is good for everyone. A good competitive Xbox and a competitive PlayStation is good for everyone. Good for customers, good for the economy, good for gaming. Just good. Good. Anyway, back to our calendar. I think. So we were talking about Starfield, right?
Well, I don't know, because...
I think that was the last thing we mentioned.
But the calendar kind of stopped there. But I can show you the list of games that are also going to be coming to Xbox. So I'm going to bring out to the list of all those games that has yet to receive the release date. But be warned that some of these games are mentioned there, because even though they released before, they're actually coming to Game Pass. As well as Xbox. So
I got a massive list. of games on my phone as well. So we can look through it all together.
So I got After Us.
Yes.
Got Age of Empires 4, which looks as if it's coming to Xbox as well. There's Alan Wake 2. I think the Alan Wake 2 is going to come out eventually, isn't it?
I think that's going to be 2024. But yeah, Alan Wake 2 is something that's in development. Yeah, looks good.
I think there's a bit of a long stretch there, but. Aliens Dark Descent. I haven't heard of much, that one.
Okay.
Merc and Arcadia. Still don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen clips of
What's
that.
It like?
It's interesting. I think it's like a 2D Bioshock? I can't remember, to be honest. It sounds familiar.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So...
Redfall! Let's talk about Redfall!
We got Merc and Arcadia, and it's about a puzzle platformer game that seems to be in the veins of Invisible Ink. So, it's 70s space.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay. So, anyway, that's Merc and Arcadia. Anyway. And I don't know if it's coming to Game Pass, but it's certainly coming to Steam, so it doesn't mention whether this is going to come to Xbox, so we'll just have to see about that. But...
Yeah. So,
We have Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, which I can show it to you right now. Ancestors: Humankind Odyssey, unknown, haven't heard of it. Ark Raiders.
Yeah.
And there's Ark 2. Okay, this is confusing because there's Ark Raid.
Ark 2's got Vin Diesel in it.
Yeah, it's got Diesel in it. Don't
Ark
use
2 is
unleaded,
Vin
okay?
Diesel. Hey, unleaded diesel.
Yeah.
Vin unleaded. Vin electric.
If you're gonna put unleaded in, go Ark Raiders, okay? But if you want diesel in it, Ark 2. Anyway, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Ooh, can't wait. I'm looking forward to that. Mech Elden Ring. Sign me up. I love me some sci-fi. And I love me some Elden Ring.
We'll see about that. But there's
I'm sold
Atlas
already.
Fallen. Don't know if I heard of that. I think I heard a little bit this one, but now this one, not to be confused with the last Airbender, is the latest Avatar film, which I don't know if you've seen it yet. Have you?
No, and I'm not planning. I'm hoping not to. I'm hoping it flops.
Well,
to be honest,
the second Avatar film
movie.
is actually much better than the original. Sorry to say.
Oh, have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I just saw it in Rotten Tomatoes. Wait.
Okay.
So,
the original one is the most highest grossing film of all time, and I'm like, really? Why? Like, Avengers Endgame should be better than it, but there you go. But there you go. It's one of the things. And I'm hoping it flops because Disney's like, oh yeah, this film that was super popular like 10 years ago, let's milk it and let's have another 4 films out of it. I'm like, really? Nah.
Well, at the moment, it's
interested.
78% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is 93%. So it's like, interesting. Might probably have that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an Avatar game, the Blue People game, Smurfs.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
the big blue people. Well, if it's like the one on Xbox where you get 1,000 gamer score for doing nothing, I'll buy it.
Well, it is done by Ubisoft for what they did with like King Kong game.
Yeah. There was an Avatar game on Xbox 360. You gave you 1,000 gamer score for just smashing the attack button.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I remember there's like a King Kong game for the Xbox 360, and it's one of the first games to come out. You just basically get all the achievements just by doing specific things to complete tasks, and that's it. But yeah, I still completed it on my Xbox years later because, one, easy completion, and secondly, I thought it would be nice to experience movie tie-ins, so it's good.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a good movie tie-in.
Anyway, Avowed is coming out, and that's by Obsidian as well. Woo! So hopefully we get a...
Well, we don't know if it's coming out next year.
Blacktail.
Hopefully. Skyrim made by Obsidian. We're not going to talk about Avowed because Avowed I'm super excited for. It's... so Avowed is basically the people who made Fallout New Vegas are essentially making their own version of Skyrim. I mean, like, what's not to be excited about with that? That sounds amazing. I love Skyrim. I love Fallout. And this is like a new... It's going to be awesome. I can't see it coming out the same time as Starfield, though. Maybe if it comes out at the end of the year, Starfield comes out towards the beginning of the year, maybe, but... Can you see them both come out the same year? I mean, they're kind of similar. They kind of cannibalizes itself a little bit. What do you think?
I don't know, because for what I've seen with Grounded, and I haven't seen much of a Pentiment, but I think for these games, I think it's going to be more promising than Avowed. And whether this one is going to be a huge follow-up to Elder Scrolls 6, or in fact, it could well be an even better version of Elder Scrolls game in general, so that should be quite good.
Excuse me. I'm very excited for Avowed, though. I can't wait to see more of it. I'm hoping it's coming out this year. Fingers crossed.
There's Blacktail. Have you heard about it?
Nope. Never heard of Blacktail.
There's also Blaze Blue cross-tag battle where anything memorable about it is BlazBlue characters and, of course, characters from Ruby. But lest we forget there's Persona characters in it too, so I think this is quite a nice follow-up, really. Anyway, Blue Protocol, nice. I think I heard about it, but not so much.
No. Oh, Blue, I think that's the one that looks like Genshin Impact, but it's like slightly sci-fi.
I don't know whether this is like a anime one.
Well, dog's making a fuss.
Yeah, an anime one or the realistic one. I don't know.
I think it's the anime, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right, my Memory Infinite. When we got
finally.
Yeah, Xbox Series X, when we got that, we can get like the Bright Memory demo. Well, it's just literally a game that has achievements on it, and we already played some of it. Yeah. But I think it's just not that impressive, and it's just basically a first-person shooter for I think it was for the original Xbox, but
no.
But
it's made by one person though, which is really impressive.
It is impressive, hence it's going to be taking a bit longer for it to come. So it's a bit 50-50 whether this comes out this year. But even if it comes out this year or the next, we'll still have to wait on reviews to see if it's going to be good as what other people would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Cocoon? Heard of it?
Okay. Cocoon? I think that's made by the people who made...
Oh, Supergiant Games or no?
Inside, yeah.
Sorry?
No, they made Inside and Limbo.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's been ages ago when I last heard of it.
Yeah, they showed it. They showed it at the Xbox conference. It looks interesting. Yeah.
Company Heroes 3 coming out as well, but not that we know about. I mean, none of us have played Company of Heroes before, did we?
No, I haven't played it. It's a strategy game, though, right? So I mean, that's interesting. More strategy games is good for
If anyone's knows about Company Heroes as well as Company Heroes 3, let us know in the comments. Now, Contraband. I assume this is different than the actual Contra we played on the on a Nintendo or some sort.
No, Contraband is a 4-person heist game based in the 70s. It's supposed to be that's been rumored for a while. They showed only a teaser trailer a couple of years back. It sounds fun. It's like a heist game. I'm totally down to try it. I can't remember who's making it. It's a third person. It's an Xbox exclusive, but it's made by a third party. I can't remember who's making it now.
I don't really know what it's like. So, and it could be coming out.
I think it might be the people who made Just Cause. I think.
All right.
I'm not 100% sure.
But it
looks cool. Or sounds cool.
It does not have the release date anyway, so we don't know whether it's going to come out next year or the next. So
probably not.
Crime Boss.
It might be. Crime Boss. Yeah, I think they showed that at the Game Awards. It looks weird.
Oh, what's this about?
It's got crime. I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's got Chuck Norris in it, Danny Glover, the guy from Reservoir Dogs. So basically, it's got a load of celebrities in it, and it just looks weird.
Really?
It looks really odd. It was shown at the Game Awards. Everyone was like, "What the hell is this?" It looks like a first-person Grand Theft Auto with a load of celebrities in it.
Right. So I can see the gameplay footage of it, and yeah, I think it's a bit like a Payday 2 with some voice actors, famous voice actors in it. But I think if it's going to have Chuck Norris in it, then Chuck Norris is going to knock all the enemies out before everyone else goes in to have a chance to shoot everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone, when they saw the trailer at the Game Awards, everyone was like, "What the hell is this game?" It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It looks funny though. I'll definitely try it. If it comes to Game Pass, I'll try it anyway.
Hope so. Crimson Desert? Don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah. No.
Unknown. Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, and I think it's got Idris Elba in it.
That's interesting. Yeah. It does sound very Metal Gear Solid Phantom Liberty, doesn't it? That sounds like a very Metal Gear Solid title. But yeah, it's got Idris Elba in it, yeah.
Oh, right, so we could be expecting, like, more stealth elements in it.
Maybe. I've bought Cyberpunk 2077
Same.
recently. It was on sale, so I might try it. I mean,
I should try it because
CD Projekt Red seems to be coming out with some new stuff.
Some of my friends are actually like playing it still, so I think it's kind of quite good. But I only got to like the Series X because I could not afford to buy one of those latest graphics cards, or let alone even find one.
Yeah. If I keep looking like I'm distracted and looking down, it's because my dog's down there and she's like wants attention. Yes, you do. It's distracting me.
It's the Speedstorm Mario Kart with Disney characters in it, developed by Gameloft.
Microtransactions. And lots of microtransactions. Yay!
You sure?
Think so, yeah. Pretty sure.
I think the Gameloft is done like Asphalt, and I think they're just applying it to the Mario Kart style game. But I think given the franchise appeal of it, I think we'd definitely see that as a live service game, but who knows? Could be another multiverses on wheels, but anyway. Dune Awakening! It could well be coming out when the second Dune film comes out, but we don't know. It could be a different game, because I have heard about... don't know. I'll just like...
Because there's a couple of Dune games being announced. There's Dune Spice Wars that I think's already out, which is like an RTS, and I think the one you just said, Dune. Did you say Awakening? I think that might be an MMORPG.
Yeah,
I think. Universe.
Yeah, it is a MMO, so I think that's going to be huge. I don't know. It just could be just like Elder Scrolls Online, but I don't know.
Yeah. Now I'm not sold.
You've been in Chronicle 100 Heroes, and this is a sequel to the original. It's a bit like Pokemon, but I don't know, really.
It's a 2D, 3D game, well, 2D HD or whatever they want to call it. Like Octopath Traveler. It's like there's like 2D sprites on a 3D field. It looks cool, and you can have up to 100 heroes. That's the name, 100 heroes. Yeah, RPG coming to Xbox. Cool, I'm totally down for it. Xbox needs more Japanese games, and this is a good one to get. I'm totally down to try
Along
it.
For sure. Now, Earrape Shadow Legacy. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Everwild. I think that's one by Ware, but that's only been announced as a game, so we don't know whether it's going to come out or not.
It's been rebooted a couple of times as far as I've heard, and it's just not likely to be coming out anytime soon. Hopefully it'd be nice to see it soon, but yeah, that's going to
suck, no?
It's been a while. Probably. Hopefully not. I like Rare, but yeah.
Exomecha.
It's been a while.
A bipedal animal going through this platformer, and I think I was thinking of something else like Biomutant, which is already on Xbox. Oh yeah, it's Exomecha.
Exomecha is the multiplayer shooter game with mechs in it, right?
Yes.
Which was supposed to come out before Halo came out, and now it's like Halo's been out for nearly 2 years, and it's still not out.
You mean Halo Infinite?
Yeah. It was supposed to come out like the month before Halo Infinite. I don't know where it's been delayed multiple times, I guess. Exomecha, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like only been announced, so we'll just have to find out about that. But now
maybe we'll get it someday.
Exo Primal?
Don't know that.
Expands a Telltale series. Is Telltale coming back?
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Why? Because I thought they got bankrupt or shut down or something, but if they're coming back with a different game, but then... I don't know. This is.
It's different people, but the same company name. I guess they just rebought the company. I guess. Yeah.
Fable. Sorry.
Fables, is it?
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us. Interesting. I'll try it. I'll check it out. I suppose.
I haven't heard much about it. Whether that's going to be reboot or something like that. Now, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Heard of it?
That sounds... Yeah, Flintlock, it looks like... what's it called? The RPG that's coming to PlayStation in the next month or so. I forgot what it's called now. But it's just like it's a third-person action RPG. It looks really cool. Flintlock. If it's the one I think it is.
Yeah,
I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
There's also Forza Motorsport. So far, I've seen from the game, and it's just like got a sick game engine. So I thought, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So
Forza Motorsport's gonna be one of the first proper next gen only games that's not gonna be on Xbox One, I don't think, and it's gonna completely blow the doors off. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. It looks so pretty. I like Forza Horizon 5 is a really pretty game, and this is like taking it to the next level. I'm really excited to see what car simulation. I'm excited to drive some cars really fast.
It's coming in like spring
go fast.
2023, so I think hopefully it will come out. But I think this is going to be like really huge because I think given the amount of people who played Forza Horizon 5, I don't know if they're going to stick with it for its casual sports, but I think this one is going to be like a huge competitor to like Gran Turismo. But so far, it looks really good, so should be interesting.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for a more simmy version of racing game instead of arcadey one like Horizon. Especially I like Horizon. I think it's great. It'd be nice to have a nice simulation driving game. I'm totally down to try it.
I'm gonna go through the IGN list very quickly because I'm going to be skipping some games, but I think if I get around to it, I'll show you the link to this list. Could be updated over time, so you might expect different dates. But as we're approaching fast towards the hour, I'm going to go through some of the games that we definitely know, and we definitely know is coming. So we've got Guilty Gear Strive, not the original UC. Cool. It would be great to have an original there on the Game Pass as well. But the sequel to Guilty Gear, I think it was the Red or some sort. I don't know. But Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Game Pass in spring, same time as BlazBlue. And I think this should be quite good. Now,
some fighting games, I'm excited.
There's no release date for Hollow Knight Silksong. Do you know?
No. Not as far as I'm aware, but that game looks amazing. Hollow Knight, the original, was a lot of fun, and this one looks like it's like Hollow Knight again, but with like slightly better movement controls. So I'm totally down to try it. I'm excited to try it out because it's a really fun Metroidvania type game. The original, totally down to try and play the new one. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I have yet to go through the original Hollow Knight, and
it's great. You should try it.
My base is still on Game Pass because I thought it would be removed, but it's still there, so it might be worth giving a check out. Apparently, it's got one of the best world buildings so far, so it should be quite good. Now, the last case of Benedict Fox detective game, I think.
Looks good. Again, never Metroidvania, I think, and it's the detective sort of kind of get. They showed it at the Xbox conference in June. It looks good. Indie game, platformer. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to try it if it's on Game Pass. Sure.
Now, the Lies of P, that's a Pinocchio game when there's loads of Pinocchio movies in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's Pinocchio Bloodborne. It looks amazing. It looks like Bloodborne, but it's got a Pinocchio kind of backstory to it. It's really weird. It looks weird as hell, but I'm so looking forward to trying it. Sign me up. If it's like Bloodborne, I'm totally down to try it.
We have to get a good alternative to Bloodborne because you can only get it on PlayStation and PC. So if we have something like that, then it could be quite good. Now,
I mean, next year, because we've got Elden Ring this year, the next year we're getting Mulong and we're getting Lies of P. So if you're going to get your fix if you like your From Software type games,
I think
for sure.
Mulong is going to be a bit like, how do I put it? It's more like Seiko Shadows, some sort. That's what I'm getting with it. Sekiro. Yeah, that one.
Shadows Die Twice. Yeah, it's like the game. Not Nier Automata. There's the other Nier game, like the hack and slash one. I can't remember what the subtitle for it is, but it's like a fast paced Dark Souls apparently. So I'm totally down to try it.
Yeah, Lightyear Frontier is coming out in spring 2023. So have you heard of it?
Minecraft in mechs. Looks cool. You're in a mech and you farm. It looks weird, but it looks cool. Again, it was in the Xbox showcase last year.
I'll just go bring that up because I think that's kind of a bit interesting.
Mechs Minecraft. It's
really cool. Like when you have like games that are coming to Xbox, it's so good when you have games announced and you have like websites that show you it.
Yeah.
So I think this is where like I know the internet is just like it's just like you just have like basic websites or you don't have them at all, and it's just like only by word of mouth. But now as the internet gets more powerful, we go into Web 0.2 stuff there, but now we just got like specialist websites that give you all the information. So if you're like a reputed developer and you've got a big game coming out, then it just should be like really good. It's really nice for the podcast.
I think Game Pass is fantastic as well, because something like this Frontier, like your game, like I probably wouldn't pay £30-40 to play it, but the fact it's on Game Pass, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. And there's a lot of games on this list. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll try that if it's on Game Pass. Why not? The only thing it costs you is time. Really, it doesn't cost you any money to try it. Why not? Have some fun.
But it's just like it's a bit like Grounded meets Chrome Hounds, because I remember Chrome Hounds is like a huge mech game that relies on cooperation. But when you have this like building elements and the mechs, I think this is quite interesting. But who knows? It's either the game of the year or it's just like another one of those typical indie games. But who knows?
Can you imagine if that's our game of the year next year? That's going to be funny. We'll watch the game of the year discussion next year and it'll be that. I was like, wow. Out of all these games that are announced, that's our game of the year. Could you imagine? Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, so Like a Dragon 8 and a Gaiden. So have you heard of these?
Yeah, that's Yakuza. There's like the Yakuza spin-offs. Looks good.
Oh, I think they just changed the name from the Yakuza to Like a Dragon to give them a more global appeal.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to say too much, but I think the Yakuza could be a bit of a sensitive name, but it is certainly the name of one of the biggest franchises ever made, and it's done by Sega. It's a pity that Sega is just like haven't pursued as wide enough franchises, and it's often left to indie developers and fans to bring out some really good games like Sonic Mania and Streets of Rage 4. It's really good.
Well, I mean, with Yakuza, from what I've heard, they've changed it now. So, like a Dragon is the RPG version of it, and then Judgment is the action version of it. So they basically, as you said, they've changed the name. So it's Like a Dragon and Judgment are the two versions of Yakuza. And my dog decided to wake up and she's attacking me. No, I'm talking. I'm talking. That's her saying is get on with it.
Yeah. Anyway, Little Devil Inside, we don't know much about. But Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Nah. This one does not have a release date. So it could be coming next year or a year later. But I think it's a bit of a...
The processes! Yes!
What?
What's in these pockets? What's in these pockets? It's a process!
Well, I think this is certainly going to be a precious game, but I think there's a bit of a stealth element in it. But who knows? But as we say, Gollum to it.
0 out of 10.
Lords of the Fallen.
Gollums.
Bigger.
Lord of the Fallen is a Souls-like, which looks interesting.
Should be interesting.
That's about it. Another Souls-like game.
Now,
it looks cool.
Minecraft Legends is coming out next year, but are you excited for it?
Woo! Yeah, it's a Minecraft game. Why not? It should be fun. Minecraft strategy game. Yeah, let's try it. I love Minecraft Legends. Minecraft Dungeons was great, and I like regular Minecraft. More spin-offs the better. Let's bring it on.
Yeah, I think it's just I think I would be interested to like say, probably I haven't played much of a Minecraft Dungeons myself, so I tried to get into it, but I thought nah. So I don't know if I'll be into Minecraft Legends, but I think it should be interesting because I think it's just like a hack and slash, and as well as some building stuff. So I'll be interested to see what it delivers. But so far, I've seen pretty little from it, so we just expect to see whether we can see more of it. But who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Moving Out 2 is coming out next year, but have you heard much about it or not?
No, it's like that cooking game, of course, called now.
No, that's Overcooked.
Overcooked.
Moving Out is actually
similar to Overcooked.
Pack stuff and move stuff out. It's a shame, though, that Moving Out seems to get more attention compared to Get Packed, which I know the developers behind that game, and seems to not attract so much attention. So it's a bit of a shame, really.
It's a shame.
But there's Outer Worlds 2. We don't know the date. It's only been announced.
I doubt that's coming next year. It'd be cool
Same
if it does.
Perfect Dark, isn't
Space, it? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Outer Worlds is like space Fallout. It's the first one's on
I see it's
Game Pass.
I see it as more of a Fallout New Vegas in space, really. I think there's a better.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, I know they're making a sequel to it, so I'm totally down to try it. I don't see it. Can you see that coming out the same year as Starfield? A massive galaxy of RPG. I can't see them both coming out the same year. They're very similar games. But I'll be down for trying that.
Perfect Dark, I think it's only been announced, and we could expect this to come out much later down the line. What do you think?
Yeah. It's been... it's with... what are they called now? Can't remember what they're called. Square Enix Montreal, I think it is, are helping with it. So the people who made Tomb Raider are helping develop it. So it might be good. Deus Ex. I
just hope it will turn out just as good as, even better than Human Revolution. So if it comes out and it's going to be really, really interesting to play, I would be so down to it. But yeah, I just only played it for a few hours on the original Perfect Dark, but not on Perfect Dark Zero.
I'm looking for trying to. I'm hoping that, we get it's a first-person stealth game, or third-person, whatever. Either of that, coming to Xbox, I'm totally down for trying it. New exclusive, let's go for it,
Who knows?
Yeah, you got all these IPs, good use.
Phantom Hellcat, I don't know about that one, but I think it kind of clicks a bell.
Never heard it.
But anyway, now, would you be interested to get Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake? I've seen the clips for it. No, you don't. Not interested. Okay. Oh well, bye-bye.
I played it before, back in the day, but it looks awful, the remake, from what I can tell. Like, the graphic, it looks like a PSD
Expect
game.
this to be Metacritic bombed. But I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Probably with Uplay.
They might fix it.
Anyway.
Yeah. They might fix it before it comes out, you never know.
There's Redfall. Should be a huge game of the year.
Redfall looks amazing. That should be the first big first-party game coming out this year. I'm expecting that to come out like February, March time.
I would say it would come out in October next year, just in time for Halloween.
It'd be good. Spooky season. Yeah, but they did say it was coming out early. They said it before June, so we would never know. Deathloop I really liked. I liked Dishonored. Arcane have made some really good games and it looks really fun. I'm excited to try it.
Now,
my dog's making noises.
There's Second Extinction.
Calm down.
We haven't checked it out, but it's basically some kind of like arc with the like dinosaurs in there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was already out. I didn't realise that was coming out next year. I thought that was already out. I played the beta, I guess. I don't know.
Now, Stalker 2, I would say we definitely hope it will come out next year. Because we've seen the documentary, and it tugged our heartstrings, and we just wish the best for the developers to get well and get this game done. But I think I imagine that when Stalker 2
I was in
comes
tears.
out, this is going to get so many copies and end up becoming the game of the year. What would you think?
Oh, for sure. I totally don't. I agree with you. I was in tears in that documentary when I watched that. It was so moving. Obviously, yeah, it's been made in Ukraine, and there's the war going on in Ukraine. These people are putting their lives at risk, and they're like people literally going to war and making this game. It's crazy. Hopefully, they're all safe and they're it's emotional. It looks cool. I'm hoping it comes out next year, and if it does, yeah, I could see it win a load of Game of the Year awards. I could see that happening. It'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know how linear it is. I don't know if it's like Fallout or if it's like just a first person shooter. I'm not sure. I thought it was like an open world, or am I wrong?
I think it's just more like a like Half-Life 2 in some way, but I don't know. But I haven't played Stalker before. I think this one is going to get more attention in the press, so I would say, yeah, should be good.
For sure. I'll definitely try. I'm definitely going to try it if it comes out next year, for sure. I'm very excited to try
Out of all these remaining games, Tekken 8, are you going to be excited for it?
Woo! Yeah, I love Tekken. Harang is my main. Let's go with Harang. He's my favourite. More of a Tekken person than a Street Fighter person, to be honest. I've played a lot of Tekken back in the day. I'm excited.
Even if it means paying 60 quid for it?
I was just about to say, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm willing to pay 70 quid for it. It's going to be, I'll have to wait and see, really. Yeah, maybe. It's just one of those things, it's like, I need to know if I got anyone to play it against. If I'm playing it on my own, then obviously I'm not going to pay 70 quid for a game that I'm going to play on my own. That's like, sad. It's a multiplayer game at the end of the day. But I'm excited for it.
I'm just going to go skim through the games that has got big names, because we're going to wrap up this episode so far because we spent about an hour like calling out names and see if we know them. But I think it's going to be quite a big year. But hopefully it will be a really good one for Xbox,
for sure.
Because Christmas last year is just like, I think it's just like not so many Xbox. So Switch definitely wins because of Bayonetta 3, Pokemon, and everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but next year we got Legend of Zelda, the Tears of the Kingdom, so Switch is going to have a good year next year. And PlayStation's going to have the sequel to my favourite PlayStation game ever, which was Spider-Man. We're going to be getting Spider-Man 2 next year, which is also going to be crazy. So next year is nuts. 2023, 3 days away. When this video goes up, we're 3 days away. When we record this, we're about a week or so away. Man, it's crazy. I can't wait for 2023 to kick in. It's going to be great.
Do you think you'll be waiting for Forspoken on the PlayStation?
No. Forspoken is the game I was thinking of earlier, by the way. That was the one I was trying to come up with the name of. Like, there's like an Xbox. It looks like the Xbox version of that is Flint. I think that's Flintlock. Is the Xbox version of Forspoken. It looks like that. If it's the game I'm thinking of, I might be wrong, but that was the one that. Yeah, That's what I was. Yeah,
I would imagine that Forspoken is going to be a bombed game. Like, I think it's interesting, but then I just thought like a bit more obnoxious. So I thought, probably not.
What was the trailer? The joke is like the people taking the piss out and just like goes, I got powers now. How about that? I was like, shut up. she like going, I'm talking to a talking bracelet. I'm so cool. I'm killing dragons now. How cool am I? It's like that's all she says. Like, shut up. Apparently, everyone I've heard who's played the demo says it's not great. So we will see. It's a PlayStation game anyway, so I'm like, meh. 70 quid, too much.
Yeah, probably not worth
for
it.
For a game I don't know.
But I think you're not going to be interested in like Silent Hill 2. What do you think?
Silent Hill 2, the original is supposed to be one of the greatest horror games ever made, so maybe it might be cool. Remake? I don't know. I'm not much of a horror person. I'm a bit too much of a wuss, so I'm probably not going to play it, but I'm sure people who like those type of games will be really happy to see it. So,
but there's also like a few games coming out for it. Not so much, but I just do wonder if Nintendo's going to bring out a new console, because they got the Switch released in like going to be for up to 6 years. But I would imagine 2024 is just the latest
true.
one where they would announce a new console. Hopefully, it will be just as powerful as more powerful than the Xbox One because of a improvement of ARM or system on the chips.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I'm not sure what to expect with Nintendo. You never know what to expect. They could just come out with a new console and it's just like, oh, now it has 3 screens. And and it fits in your pocket. It's like, okay, Nintendo. What?
Yeah, I just think to me, I think the one thing that catches my eye is Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. I'm like, what is that?
Excuse me. It is a spin-off for Bayonetta. They showed it at the Game Awards. Third-person action-adventure game. Looks
I'm
alright.
just seeing it at the moment because I think Nintendo is a bit stingy when it comes to like footage there, but
Yeah,
so
careful.
far it's just like a indie style type of game, which has got like platforming elements. But I think it just kind of looks like Tomb Raider Go, I think. But I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say Hades 2's coming out soon as well. That looks amazing. That was shown at the Game Awards.
I hope it's coming out.
Hades 1 was a really fun game.
Because I think this is going to be our next game that we can play a lot of.
The beta's out soon, that's what I should have said, sorry. They're going to have an open beta for people to test it and stuff, so that's coming out next year. So the full game probably will be out in like 2025.
Anyway, I think we're just already wrapped up, and this has taken longer than I thought, where we're going to be discussing about this for like 30 minutes. Now it's like 1 hour.
Yeah, we were planning to record 2 episodes and have them both about half hour to 45 minutes each. Both of them have gone over the hour mark, so
now we're skipping over tea, so
yeah, we better wrap it up.
Which one of the games are you most going to look forward to?
Starfield.
Same.
Thank you guys for watching. Until the Joe's a joke.
Are you bursting up?
Yeah, Starfield looks great. No, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to have our own planets to explore and stuff. Can't wait until they mod it so you can have multiplayer. People are going to be doing that straight away. I know that's going to happen.
I think it's going to be huge, but I think what's really exciting for me is
so excited.
I think Street Fighter 6 is going to be so good, but I think at this rate, I could end up like paying £70 for it. But who knows? Xbox may come up with some impressive trailers for like Perfect Dark or any of those games. But apart from that, it's just like anything that comes up on Game Pass is an instant play. But I think it's going to be very difficult to find a game where I can definitely spend £70 on it. But I mentioned about Street Fighter 6 is one game which I would certainly pay full price for it. But as for Starling, because it's on Game Pass, I think this is going to be a mobile one game we can play on. But apart from that, I think the Forza Motorsport, maybe I could get into it, maybe not. But I think if there's anything that this has got co-op appeal, like Redfall or even Lightyear, I think those kind of games, it could work. But I think I would certainly give Guilty Gear, Strive, and Blaze a try when it comes to the Game Pass. So, yeah, it should be quite good.
Games I'm willing to spend £70 on or $70 on is going to be Spider-Man 2 on PS5 and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And then everything else I'll just have Game Pass. I've still got way too much to play. Even if I just bought those 2 games and I had Game Pass, we're still going to have too much to play for the rest of the year, even if I don't spend any more money apart from on that. That's insane to me. Like, Game Pass is so stacked, it's going to be too much to play. I've got a massive backlog of games to go back and play, and I'm not going to have enough time. Are we ever going to get around to playing Pentiment in Somerville? Probably not. The rate
because I already got too many games to catch up on, and I think I'm happy with what I got.
Exactly.
Like, I'm already playing through Pokemon Arceus, but I don't know if I would complete before this episode drops. But yeah, I think it's just like, just going for the back catalog, and I don't have to pay for Game Pass. But I'm still paying for it. It's just I haven't been finding more time to grind more stuff to get points for Microsoft Awards so I can get free Game Pass. But right now it's just
that's why I need
going
to
through
do that.
Christmas and going for, well, it's already like coming out before this year, but I think this is going to be like very explosive. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's so many. 2023 might be the best year in gaming ever.
At least with
maybe
Xbox.
the best year. It's definitely highly likely to be the best year in Xbox history. I mean, you had the year with Halo 3 in it, and Mass Effect and Gears all came out roughly around the same
Halo
year.
3,
that might be
right?
up there, but yeah, that was 2007, right?
Wait a minute, are they going to release a Halo 3 remake? Because I heard if...
No, I'm saying... We're saying the best year in Xbox history. I was saying 2007 might be the...
Okay, gotcha.
I think it might be 2007 would be the best year in Xbox history so far. 2023, if all these games come, is going to blow it away, and it's going to be the best year in Xbox history, which is crazy to think. I'm excited. Oh, we keep saying next year is. We keep saying, just wait. Xbox is going to bring the games next year. I'm hoping next year is actually the year now. Fingers crossed. If they delay everything now to 2024, I'm going to be pissed. But hopefully not.
Halo Infinite will come out with Season 3 soon, and it's going to be really good. Definitely gets the game back on the map. But what I'm more excited for is the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. There's definitely clues with the game, and I think we're going to see that happen.
That'd be cool.
Also, there's going to be Pokemon Home compatibility, and I think it's going to be really good for like transferring the Pokemon over. So I think this is going to be great.
Oh yeah, fill the Pokedex. Want to get my living dex finished? Halo, and then we got. Oh my god, there's so many games to play. If Vampire Survives brings out a DLC, I'm going to be on that. I got to finish High on Life. Got to finish. I got to play Somerville. I'm going to try Pentiment. I'm not going to promise I'm going to complete it because it's going to be. Yeah, it seems like one of those games you got to like really love to really get into it. But I'm really excited for next year. And this year we have so many games in the backlog. I got to go back and play. It's crazy. Finish Plague Tale. I got to finish Plague Tale as well.
Let's do it.
God, so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think, is that it?
Yeah, I think this is
it. Right
it.
if I wrap up the episode?
So I just hope it goes well for my recording. So if you have any comments, let us know.
I was gonna say.
I'm just learning and making sure we deliver this huge podcast. Apart from one blunder, I think it just goes round swimmingly. But I'm going to check through and hope we got everything in it. I hope you got your recording ready.
Yeah, I've got my recording ready. It'd be funny if I hadn't recorded any of this. It'd be like,
Yeah.
No, it's ready. I've got it ready. So if the video's a bit different, let us know what you think of the differences. As I said, Alice is editing this one, so we'll have a little look. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, just sweet.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at xmarksbox on Twitter or xmarksthebox on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.